Good morning, scholars. Today it is Monday, May 18th, and we are going to be learning about changing an F to a V before adding ES. But before we can get there, we need to get rid of history that keeps coming into our spelling. First, I have my little guard tower or gatehouse, maybe we could call it, with my little knight on the front. It's got some crenellation at the top, flag denoting what castle he belongs to. But it's not history time, so I'm going to move our guard tower off to the side. And then I have my little peasant, or serf. He is going to move also out of spelling. And we are going to focus on adding ES to two other types of words. Now you may recall way back in lesson 5, when you have more than one, it's a plural. Most words you just add S to, but these are words that you're going to add ES to. Words that end in SH, CH, double S, and X. Now I always put them in alphabetical order. It's easier for my brain to remember that because it knows the ABCs. So I add ES to words that end in CH, SH, double S, and X to have them mean more than one. So that's my rule that I try to remember in my head. Add ES, which is plural, to words that end in CH, SH, double S, and X. Well, today we're going to learn that you also add ES to words that end in an F and that you want to change to plural. So you not floss words. There are just a few of them in here. You're going to change the F to the V and add ES. Interestingly enough, most of these words or these nouns are Old English, from the Old English origin. So they would have been from the time period we do study in history. So there aren't a whole lot of them, but you often need practice to remember that you change the F to a V before adding ES. And here's how I remember it. Add an F to a V before adding ES. It's hard to do backwards. Add an F to a V before adding ES. So I put that mode or memory into motion too to help me remember. All right. Another interesting thing to note is the F and the V. If you look at a mirror sometime today when you brush your teeth, you'll notice that to make those sounds, your lip, top teeth, is on your bottom lip. V, f. They're also voiced and unvoiced. One of them is voiced, one of them is unvoiced. The F makes the unvoiced sound, and V is voiced. So you can put your hand on your neck and hear that. Also to make sure you're saying them correctly. We'll talk about that more later in the week. All right, let's take a look at our pattern words. Move on with our Old English origin words and see what we've got. You ready? Let's read the pattern words fast. You ready? You can stand up if you want to. Begin. Shelf, bookshelves, wolf, wolves, leaf, leaves, half, halves, elf, elves, thief, thieves, meatloaf, loaves, knife, knives. Okay, did that. I'm gonna check that one off. And as I was reading, I was thinking, well, some of those words are pretty familiar. I'm familiar with, and some of them I don't really use that often, which is true. But that's okay. We just have to remember you change the F to a V before adding ES. Next thing, circle the words that end with the letter F or FE. So I'm going to circle, circle. Words end is important, and in F or FE. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to see shelf. That ends in an F, so I'm going to circle it. Bookshelves does not end in an F or an FE. Wolf ends in an F. Wolves does not. Leaf does. Leaves does not. And you're going to continue. You can do that on your own. Some of you do this right with me and you just continue while I'm talking. And you're done with your spelling when I'm done teaching, and that's pretty cool. All right, let's see, getting ready. Which compound pattern word is singular? So I need to know compound and singular. Singular, single, one. So I'm going to put a one there. Remind me, single is one. Compound, two words come together to make a bigger word. Lighthouse, doghouse, sunflower. So I've got to look for a compound word. It's going to be a pretty long word. Means singular, so only one. So I look, book shelves, that's a compound. I got book and shelves, but the ES makes it plural. So I'm not going to take that word. Wolves, leaves, I'm looking for a compound word. Oh, here's one. Meat, loaf. Meat and loaf. There's no S or ES on that word. So I think that's the word we're looking for. So meat loaf is one loaf of meat. So I'm going to write that there. I'm going to see it, say it, hear it, and write it. Feed my brain those 4 ways. Are you ready? Let's begin. M-E-A-T, meat, loaf. Don't separate these 2 words because they've come together to make a compound word, so there's no space needed. Meatloaf. Excellent. Next one, you're going to look at another compound word, but this one is plural. So I'm going to write plural. More than one. Some people like to say 2 or more. Same thing. More than 1 or 2 or more. All right, let's take a look at the third thing we have to do. Write 4 pattern words, so 4, and they got 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, that end with the letters LF. So I'm just going to circle that. It's in bold, but okay, 4 and LF. So I'm just going to start up here. Very first word, shelf, ends in an LF. No F in that word. Wolf, another one. No. So I'm going to put shelf, and then I know my next one is wolf. But let me write shelf. Let's see it, say it, hear it, and write it. Ready? Begin. S-H-E-L-F. Shelf. And there's my LF. So I need to find 3 more. I already found one for you, but I'm not going to write it. Let's take a look at the bottom part of our paper today. We've got a table we're going to fill in, or a grid. They're calling it a table today. Write, so we're going to write both the singular, and remember singular is 1, you can put a 1 above it if you need to, and plural, so more than 1. You want to write that. Pattern words in the table. Okay, singular is 1, and this is more than 1. All right, so I'm going to see the words that just mean 1. If I go back up to my pattern words and I take a look at them, the first word is shelf. Shelf. I have a book on the shelf. 1 shelf. So I'm going to write the word shelf here. Let's see it, say it, hear it, and write it. Ready, begin. S-H-E-L-F. Shelf. Now the second word is book shelves. Now I know I've added ES to it. I know that that is an ending that makes it plural, and plural means more than 1. So I have 4 bookshelves in my room. So I have more than 1. I have 4 of them. So that's going to be a plural word. It's also a compound word. So I'm going to write bookshelves right here. Let's see it, say it, hear it, and write it. You ready? Let's begin. B-O-O, there's that K, sh, S-H, I hear the digraph, S-H, sh-e-o, z. Oh, here I'm changing that F to a V before adding E-S. Bookshelves. Excellent. Let's take a look. I'm just working my way down. Wolf. 1 or 2 or 3 or 4? 1. There was 1 wolf up on the hill. One. Wolf. So I'm going to write wolf here. Let's see it, say it here, write it. W-O-L-F. And then over here I would write wolves. If I take a look, there's the F to a V for adding ES. So I'm going to write wolves there. So the key, plural, is going to have an ES on the end because it means more than one. So if you want to write that up there, if you want to write that next to it as a reminder, you can do that. Singular means one, plural, more than one. Let's move on and take a look at our heartwords this week. We only have 2 of them this week. They are different and difficult. So let's see what we're going to do with different and difficult. Heartwords don't sound the way they're spelled or aren't spelled the way they sound. So let's see what we have to do. It looks like we've got a lot of little sentences to fill in. Both heartwords have blank syllables. Different. Some of us just say different. So it sounds like it's different. And that's not true. Both of them have 3 syllables. So let's write the word 3. T-H-R-E-E. And you can look it up in the dictionary and they'll show you where the word is split. But different has 3 syllables. We're just kind of lazy when we say it. So we just say different. But if you remember, different, the base word is differ. So if you say differ, it's 2. And then we add ENT to it. So we already have 2. We add ENT, that gives us 3. Different. Difficult. Both of them have 3 syllables. Just remember, different. The base word is differ, which has 2 syllables. You're going to go through and you're going to answer more. I'm just going to randomly pick one. Let's do this one. 5. Which heart word has 2 E's in the spelling? So I'm going to look on this one. I got to use my eyeballs. Let me put my eyeballs there. So I got to look at it. Different has 2 E's. Difficult has no E's. So I'm going to write different. So let's see it, say it, hear it, and write it. Let's start ingraining those heart words into our brain. You ready? Begin. D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-T. One more? Want to do one more? Let's just skip to the last one. Which heart word has the last syllable spelled C-U-L-T? Last syllable. So I'm going to look at the end of the words. Again, I'm going to use my eyeballs. I'm going to look. Because remember, heart words aren't much about sound. They're mostly about, they don't look the way they sound, so we have to learn how they look. Colt. The word is difficult. You can write that in, but I gave you the answer. All right. Until we rejoin tomorrow, go forth and do great works.